There we go. I'm going to talk to you today about my bow and my setup. It's a very budget bow. It's the first bow I've bought. It's the only bow I've got. Apart from when I'm moving around, you might see a small compound bow back here. That's my daughter's bow. Just started teaching her, so she's absolutely loving it at the moment, which is beautiful. So my bow is a Kinetic Vygo V2. Comes with the free Barebow weights with it, which is absolutely brilliant. I shot it just like that for a year, just over a year. I've got my limbs are from Seoul Archery. They're Korean made, wood core. They are Everleys, I believe. I will have a look. They are Everleys. My bow is here. So my limbs are 26 pounds. I'm quite big, so my draw length is 31 inches. So they stack really hard. They stack really hard. So although it's a 26-pound limb at 31 inches, when I put my bow scale on it, I'm actually pulling 42 pounds. So these get me out to 50 meters, no dramas at all. I only shoot barebow, so I'm concentrating on shooting 50 meters. The WA 50 meter round, a 720. Been doing pretty good lately, which is lovely. The only thing I've really upgraded on this is I have an Rcore grip. I have a Avalon weight. It is, I think it was 270 grams. It was cheap. It was like 7 or 8 quid. So very nice upgrade if you find you need another weight. I have a Bicaster arrow rest and an Avalon button or plunger, whatever you want to call it. This is absolutely brilliant bit of kit. So I love the Rcore grip. This is the master. I believe it was 3D printed. So I have had to sand it down in here where your hand just sits up against it, because when I cock an arrow and then I rotate the bow in my hand. So when I set up, let's see if we can get this here. I cock an arrow and then I rotate the bow in my hand. So it was just wearing my hand out. I don't know if you can see that. It was wearing my hand out. So I've sanded that down. It's lovely and smooth now. And that is a lovely, lovely grip. I love this plunger because it is a micro adjust. So you can click it. Very easy to adjust. That said, though, I don't really tend to move my plunger tension at all. For the wind, I find my arrows still fly dead straight. The wind doesn't affect my arrows. The wind only affects me and how much I move. So if I can time it right and shoot in between the wind gusts, no problem at all. My arrow's still going to fly dead straight. What else about my bow? I believe it is a rain bowstring. Yellow and gold to match my Rcore grip. And to match my arrows, if you've seen my arrows, they are fletched in yellow and they have a fluorescent yellow nock. I do need to refletch a few of my arrows. They are X10 Parallel Pros, 420 spine, 110 grain tips or points, pin nocks, and then fluoro yellow nocks with a small groove. This is them here. So when I get my arrows, I got these as bare shafts and had to glue in all my points and pin nocks. These, when I got them, I weighed absolutely everything. I was very sort of anal about it. I weighed all my points, weighed all my pin nocks, weighed all my shafts. I weighed my nocks themselves. and then I sort of matched everything up, glued it all together, and I was very pleased with the result. So everything, all 12 of my arrows weigh basically exactly the same. They are 1.2 grains difference over the whole 12 arrows from the heaviest to the lightest. So they're very, very close. They're like exactly the same, really. That 1.2 grains might have just been like a speck of dust on the shaft. That's how little they vary. These are fletched with gas pro vanes with another fluoro yellow tape around them. This one, as you can see, needs refletching. I have two that need refletching. I will do that because my groups are getting so good now. I appear to be shooting fletchings and nocks. I do need to replace a couple of nocks as well, but I will do that before my next competition. So my bow is set up slightly different to how you are told to set them up. So I'm a right-handed shooter. For a right-handed shooter, when you set your bow up, your arrow rest and your arrow should point slightly to the left of your bowstring. I don't do that. I find if I set it slightly to the left of the bowstring as you look down it, my arrows will impact to the left of the target. So I have set mine so it is dead center. My arrow, as you look down my bow, is all in line. My tip of my arrow, my string, my bow is all dead center. That way, if my arrow's in the center, it's going to hit center surely. And I seem to be shooting very well like that. I'm not going to change it. And obviously for a left-handed shooter, you'd have your arrow out to the right slightly. I'm not going to change the way my bow is set. It is shooting lovely, and I'm doing really well with it at the moment. What else is there to say about my kit? It's a very budget-friendly bow. My limbs weren't overly expensive. My string wasn't overly expensive. The riser was 280 quid, perhaps 220 quid, something like that. I don't really know. The Rcore grip was expensive for a piece of 3D printed plastic, but it is very good. It does change my hand position in my bow ever so slightly, which has worked really well for me. That's really all there is to say about my bow. Yeah. If you guys want any more information on it at all, this is it. Rcore grip, Avalon plunger, Bicaster arrow rest. Very simple, easy to adjust, very easy. It just pops in. Lovely. Simple is always best. You don't need all expensive gear and all high-tech stuff to make an arrow fly straight. My stuff is very budget friendly and it just works. It's all simple, all easy, all straightforward. I can adjust it all myself. My weights, let's not hit the bow on the ceiling. My weights are off center. These are the weights that come with the Vygo V2. And I do like that it can be off center because when I hold my bow, it sits dead upright in my hand without me applying any forces or pressure to it. It sits dead upright. When I had them all in the center before, my bow would just sit slightly to the side a little bit. So now it sits dead upright, which is lovely. And with that extra weight on the front, just helps the bow sit upright that way as well. So it's not only upright this way, it's upright this way, rather than leaning back a little bit or leaning forward a little bit. It's dead upright. Now I've got used to that weight on the front. I think this was 270 grams. I'm going to get a slightly heavier one, just so when I'm at full draw, it will help the weight stay down low and just aim a bit steadier. Hopefully that will correct some of my float a little bit and I'll just be a bit more rock steady. Not that you really need to be rock steady to shoot good scores, but it would certainly help, I think. If there's anything else you guys want to know, drop me a message, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. The next one will probably be refletching these arrows because it's a job that needs doing. Let me know.